Good evening, my name is Paul Holden-Graber and I'm the Director of Public Programs at the New York Public Library. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the opening night of our fall live from the New York Public Library season, featuring tonight Orhan Pamuk. I have the pleasure of announcing a few new partnerships. These partners are Metro newspaper is a media sponsor for the Fall Live series. In the morning, New York riders ride to work, read Metro, and are informed and inspired to seek out evening happenings and entertainment, such as those offered by Live from the New York Public Library. Debriefing of some of these evenings will be featured in Metro, keeping the conversation live, ongoing, and as it were on the move. So welcome Metro. 192 Books is our new bookseller partner. 192 Books is located at 192 10th Avenue. Orhan Pamuk has graciously agreed to sign his latest book, a magnificent collection of essays and the pretext for our evening tonight, entitled Other Colors, published by Knopf. You enjoyed wine and cheese as you came in tonight. This comes to you care of Oriel. John Hunt, the president of Oriel, likes to quote Aristophanes, who said, "Quickly bring me a beaker of wine so that I may wet my mind and say something clever." And now, ladies and gentlemen, after these many necessary announcements, it is my great pleasure and honor to bring to this stage Orhan Pamuk, not only Nobel Prize laureate for literature in 2006, but also that same year he received the highest honor bestowed by this very library as he became a New York Public Library Lion. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in as warmly as you can welcoming Orhan Pamuk. Yes, and turn off your cell phones. I hear a few nice chimes there.
Fasten your seatbelts and please turn off your cell phones.
Yes, and please wait until the plane comes to a full stop. Let's delve immediately into what really matters.
Yes. Not the cell phones, I imagine.
Yeah, well, apart from the cell phones and the wine we have here, cheers, by the way. You say in Other Colors that the starting point of true literature is the man who shuts himself up in a room with his books. And this is a motive, it's nearly an organized web of obsessions that comes back and again in this book. And it reminded me of a moment in Blaise Pascal's Pensées, where he says that sometimes he has wondered where the cause of man's unhappiness. And he says that he knows one reason man is unhappy.
And what is that?
I always feel the same way. I mean, if someone is about to tell me one reason for mankind to be unhappy, we better listen. And he says the sole reason of man's unhappiness is that he is incapable of remaining alone in a room.
Well put, well done. I agree.
You do?
Mm-hmm. That, of course, that if you are incapable of being happy in a room, or you can't stay in a room, then you shouldn't lock yourself in a room. But then,
come again.
If you don't know what to do in a room, if you are, as Pascal puts it, cannot manage yourself in a room and end up being unhappy, you shouldn't lock yourself in a room. But then I really locked myself, especially in my early 20s, because I wanted to write, because I thought that I was inventing a second world which made me happy and which still makes me happy. But I understand what he means by that. especially in pre-modern societies or in all societies where the demand from the community, demand from the, say, what is community? The community is first our family, our friends, our school, our chummies, our buddies, friends we meet, the sometimes real, sometimes imaginary groups that we think we belong to, or the groups that we need to give some meaning to our lives. I think modern literature, not literature in general, starts with a person's deliberate attempt to alienate, to put a distance from that community. Not that this person has a political or cultural or anthropological agenda in his mind or in her mind, but that this person just cannot do it all the time. Not that I'm also distancing myself entirely from the warm embrace of the community, so to speak, especially the family. But then I need to be alone in a room. But then they don't let you alone in the room, so that's why I lock the room.
Who doesn't let you?
Well, friends, well-meaning family members. Do you want some tea?
Some tea. We can have some tea.
No, but
we,
in that
situation. You meant it that way. Yeah,
Orhan,
no, because
what
we
are
have
you doing?
Tea here. No.
Orhan, what are you doing there? Writing? Do you want some tea? That's what I meant. And that then, the well-meaning family members, friends, and the whole, in fact, it's not the persons. The persons are always sweet and nice, but then what they carry around with themselves, their ideology, things that you don't want to believe, things that you don't want to carry around, things that you don't want to belong to. Flaubert knew this.
Well, you know, it's funny you should say Flaubert. I read in an interesting interview or article about you that Fernanda Eberstadt did the following. Your love, which we discussed a little bit earlier, or love or interest, you didn't say love, interest perhaps you said, or maybe you didn't say anything, of Elias Canetti. He said, it's not that I don't care about going to parties or meeting girls.
Did I say that?
No, Canetti did.
Okay.
Why, does it feel like something you might have said?
Okay.
No, it's not that I don't care about going to parties or meeting girls, it's that the impact is too great. After one party, I can't work for 2 weeks.
I think I said this.
Maybe you did.
Yeah.
And why did she say Canetti? Okay, the more uneventful the life, the more material there is. Events kill the imagination. And now, Flaubert said the following. Don't take it from me.
Yeah, I know. That's
Flaubert said,
that's bad.
Flaubert said, the fewer erections, the better the writing.
I thought we were going to do a decent program.
What's not decent about erections? You know, Flaubert said about erections in his dictionary of received ideas, he said that erections, you should only speak about it when you speak about monuments.
I see, yeah. Because, I'm not, I don't care about Flaubert in these subjects. He was not good at that.
But so, I guess here we're talking about the notion of distraction, because in Other Colors, you mention both in the beginning of the book, in the middle of the book, and at the end of the book, you mention the notion that in effect, you lock yourself up as it were for 10 hours.
It's not distraction in the sense that I'm this inspired author, please leave me alone, what I'm thinking important, so forth and so on. I'm not referring to that. And I don't think Flaubert was also referring to that. It was, joining a community, a group of friends, they may be your military school friends, your school friends, your friends here, your friends back in Turkey, has its costs. You have to agree, you have to backslap, you have to share, join, all nice words. I also want to do that. I do some of it, but some of it I cannot. But I accept it and go back to my room and write.